We've got to get into it before we can get out.
That took us so long to tweak and, and make playable.
I murdered that doggo, baby.
Alright, so this week we've got a playthrough of the Strahov Fortress from the Angel of Darkness DVD game for you. We also answer our question of the week, which is who would you set Lara up with on a date? And we have our Tomb Raider Spotlight, which sees us taking a look at devs react to Tomb Raider speedruns. Hope you enjoy the show.
Cool, so this week we've made our way from Vasily's apartment over to Strahov Fortress, and we have a mission.
Nice simple one. We've got to find our way into it.
Okay,
I nearly said out. I nearly said out of it there. We've got to get into it before we can get out.
First things first. Alright, ready? Go. Oh, I'm liking the lion overhead when she's running forwards.
I think they've reused the nightclub.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird not playing, isn't it? It's literally doing everything for you.
I need to get into the Strahov.
Yeah.
I'll get a
No,
ride
well, I would say no deaths, but that's probably not true. We'd probably fall down and die anyway.
Well, let's just go for it, yeah?
Go for it.
Oh.
Oh.
Books. Ah! I fucked up.
I think I did it.
Okay, so I got the funniest, worst game over screen. She just looks at the container in front of her and it goes up. And then it faded to game over.
So you only get one go at it.
Alright, I'm going to try again and catch up to where you're at.
Yeah, wait for the next container to come down and then jump on that one.
Yeah. It's like buses, though. You're going to get like two at once.
To be fair, it was the trickiest quick time event we've had so far, would you say?
Don't ask me while I'm doing it. Yeah.
There's like 7 keys to press.
6 or 7 inputs. Pulsing of light to like get you from scene to scene. All right, so we've got a little view over this fortress. We can have a look. We can go ahead or
Definitely.
Look.
Yeah.
Guards. They'll have a pass to get in.
The guard is inside a hut. I thought they just blended into a block then.
Maybe it is a block guard, like a robot or something. So are we going to get this guard by stealth or by what we did on, was it the first level where we just shot him in the back of the head?
Brutally. Yeah, it's so weird that she's on this mission to prove herself innocent of murdering her ex-mentor, turned enemy, turned frenemy, Von Croy, and she just kills so many people in her quest to sort of find out who did it. Anyway, I think we should play it safe.
Okay. No quick time event for us. Oh, well, that was. I think that was pretty safe anyway. It was. I think I could have done that jump, maybe without the cartwheel.
But what you in real
Okay,
life?
I reckon we would have had to. Real life, baby. We got a point for playing it safe.
Yep, and a key card.
I feel like you can't not get that point.
Well, this is the game for everyone. Press
You at the
I,
door.
go into your inventory and select the right item to use. Let's have a look. What do we have in our inventory, Nick, then? Well, got to be the ID card we just picked up, right?
It's got to be the ID card.
Okay, should we select that? Let's go.
I'm tempted to try the crowbar just to see if it works. Oh, shoot the dog.
Did you get him?
I murdered that doggo, baby.
Yeah, with like an automatic pistol. Is it? No, like an Uzi or something.
That drop down on the vent there reminds me a bit of Chronicles in the Von Croy
You can't keep
Terminated
My
room.
paper will miss me if I don't report in.
Found him skulking around in the loading bay. Must have got a passcode.
How's the door on your way up, Anderson?
I have records on you, Eckhart. You can't hurt me.
If only there was time for us to read them together. But it's too late now. There are things to be done.
That's a bit brutal, the flaming body.
I'm dealing with a madman. Eckhart is the monstrum.
Once again, the scariest thing in this game is the hands. What did we just see? And why was there like a blood message on the wall? That was like biblical.
I can't help though but laugh because it just reminds me of Crank. Have you ever seen that film with Jason Statham where
Oh yeah. And he jumps from a plane and then like randomly has to start like having sex with a woman to keep his heart up. Oh yeah.
Right. Should we go for it?
Yeah. Ready?
We played it safe last time.
Time to go for it.
I'm gonna die in the dog now, aren't I? Right, play safe. It's for everyone. Where are you? Have you got in the door?
I wonder what needs that kind of security to keep it in.
And we're at the computer.
Wouldn't you know it? My route goes through that biodome. It's a long way round, unless I can shut the power off to that section.
Ah, so we finished. And we scored a big 1 out of 5. I got
3, mate. I got 3.
Woo! Mission accomplished. Okay, so time for our question of the week. This week we're playing Cilla Black, and we're setting up Lara on a blind date.
Don't be so old.
So you're going to wish her a Lara luck on this date. We got to do a gladiator-related one next week. So, who are you going to set Lara up on a blind date with?
So I've got a couple of answers. First one being for if she's straight. I thought maybe we could have a power couple in Lara and Snake from Metal Gear Solid. I think it would be really cool because Snake's a bit of a womanizer, I think, from the conversations I hear on the codec.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
Bit of a player, and I think it'd be really funny to see Lara just completely emasculate him.
Yeah, like that bit in Metal Gear where you stare at Meryl for ages and she goes red. I can imagine Lara just like, whatcha?
Just karate kick to the face or something. Yeah, quite a lot of people in the fandom think that Lara's gay, and I think that's cool too. So the lady I'd set her up with would be Samus from the Metroid series. I think like they'd have a lot of mutual respect for each other, and they're both just kick-ass people, because she'd need a really sort of like high-tier, adventurous, ass-kicking woman, I think. And that fits the bill.
So that's a 1980s spoiler there.
yes. If you haven't completed the original game, Samus is actually a woman.
I think that would be quite cool as well, because if they get married, they could go on a honeymoon to Mars.
Yeah, better than Atlantis.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick a winner, for me, my version of Lara, I think she's asexual. I don't think she needs anybody. And, she turned her back on her family and her riches. She could have had there and just became her own independent self. And I don't think she needs anybody. I think she's very happy alone in the solitude of exploring tombs. So I think she's cool being single. That would be my top pick.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is probably quite an accurate depiction, I'd say. And I feel like if she wanted anyone, she would just go out and confident and yeah. So I've thought about this as well, and I thought the obvious ones, Nathan Drake, but obviously you could also have Nadine and Chloe in there as well, whoever she fancies, all of them, whatever, doesn't matter. There's a
same sort of
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they have that treasure hunt.
You might not have seen Nadine or Chloe yet then, actually, potentially.
No, I've just played one so far. There was one love interest.
Not sure if I've forgotten her name, but that's not one of these two. These are the two more like adventurous-y kind of ones. Yeah. There's also a Call of Duty character who I thought would actually be quite a good match for her. John Price. He's a bit older, quite rugged, and no nonsense. But he's also got absolutely zero sense of humour. So I thought that would actually go really well with her like dry, sarcastic, quite British sense of humour.
Nice, because laughter is in the way to the heart.
And then there's like just a situational one. So I'm thinking later series here with Rise, Zelda. Could go with Link because of the bow and arrows. They could go target practicing together, and that would be the date. I'd set them up on. But my winner is actually another series that I enjoy, Final Fantasy. I know that you've not played any of. Have you played any? You should. But there's Final Fantasy IV, which is not one of the kind of mainline ones. They tend to get more popular at PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy VII. But Final Fantasy IV, there's a character called Kain. He's a Dark Knight. I hope I haven't got the job title wrong. That would be sacrilege. He's the kind of hand of the king almost, or he's head of the guards. He's the leader of the army for the king, and they basically are sent on missions. And I'm thinking Tomb Raider 4 Lara here. He does bad things without meaning to, and he kind of has an epiphany about a quarter of the way through the game, and he becomes a paladin, like a white knight. And he turns it around, and I just thought that actually works quite well with Lara, where we've mentioned before about the antagonist and protagonist debate, but I still think she's obviously got the right heart at the centre of it, doesn't she, really? I mean, if we're being honest. So I just thought that those two are they'll be able to bond over that.
I suppose she's very unique in that she's had such crazy experiences, and and done that all by herself. So she needs somebody on that same sort of level. So I think you sort of provided that there.
Definitely. Oh, that was quite fun, bit different.
Really interesting question. If anybody has any other ideas as to who they'd set Lara up with, video game character or otherwise, let us know in the comments. It's my favourite part of the show. It is the Tomb Raider Spotlight, where we shine a light on some Tomb Raider community creators or videos or non-mainline games that we might do a review of. And this week we are doing Devs React. Is that right, Nick?
That's right, yeah. So a great little video. So speedrunners, obviously, amazing talents. How they kind of find exploits and just skill level. This video of Rise of the Tomb Raider is completed in, well, what is it, like an 18-hour campaign or something like that, in 48 minutes. So it's watching the devs get upset at how someone exploits their hard work and beautiful game to a point where it's sometimes unrecognizable. It's really interesting to hear the devs' kind of reaction to how they've cut things off or things little. I find the most interesting bit is where they've done something very small to save a small amount of time rather than the big shortcuts, because the devs kind of highlight that as a really interesting skill rather than just finding and executing a shortcut.
That took us so long to tweak and make playable.
So like with the older ones, like the classic ones, they would highlight how people take the pistols out when she's spinning on the spot to make the animation go quicker, and how people, like especially in one, where they jump rather than just running along, because that's quicker. What are these short ones within Rise? What are the long ones? Is the long one where they're just sort of flying through the air for a lot of it?
Yes, yeah, so air walking, I think it's called, yeah. So it's something to do with, like, if you're constantly aiming and then a condition is met and they're rolling as well, so just flying across the level. Like, I'd like to see a summoning salt on a Tomb Raider speedrun. That would be interesting.
I've actually tweeted the summoning salt guy and asked him, would you ever do a Tomb Raider one? And he didn't reply, unfortunately, but I still hope that there will be a summoning salt episode on Tomb Raider at some point.
Let's get a online bombardment of requests, like in episode 1 where we talked about the non-core Tomb Raider 1 anniversary game.
Yeah, well,
no, it was the core. So
long as you do it in a nice way.
Yes.
Just for summoning salt, would you consider doing a history of speedrunning Tomb Raider? So I think it'd be fascinating to find out when certain tricks were found and how that changed up the game of the speedrunning stuff. Like, I love these videos.
I know as well with the first at least 1 or 2 games, the flare cancel. So it must actually, were there flares in number 1? It must be number 2. But where you're falling from a height that would normally cause her to on the floor, and then if you throw a flare before landing, you cut that animation, and it's often done as a time save on slightly higher falls. So I think that was a discussion about whether that's a glitch or just a mechanic, and I don't know whether that's counted in a glitchless run or not now. Yeah,
because there's lots of like side running into a wall and then jumping to go like completely up rather than climbing a ladder and stuff.
They're complete glitches, so you can understand that not being counted, but yeah. But yeah, devs react.
Thanks for watching the show. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to support us, you got links to my Patreon and merch store down below in the description. See you next week. Make sure you're subscribed to see that one.
It's for everyone.
It's for everyone. It's for everyone.